Hey everyone, welcome back. Got another online battle for you today, a 3v3. So, on the right hand side we have the High Elves, the vampire counts, or the vampires, and then also the Chaos. And on the left hand side, or right hand side again now that I've changed the screen, we have quite condensed armies over here. So we've got the Dark Elves, the Dwarves, and then also the Wood Elves. So let's have a quick look at their army compositions and then we'll get right into the battle. So for the High Elves we have a Star Dragon. So a nice strong flying unit there. And then for his Lord we've got Teclis. He has brought Regrowth, or is it Earthblood? We've brought, Regrowth, Chain Lightning, and Nets of Amantok. So we'll see what that he can do there. Then we've got a Phoenix Guard in the back, 3 archers to back up a front line of White Lines of Trace. And then forward deployed over in the trees, we have 2 Illyrian Reaver archers. For the vampires, we have 2 Black Knights on the left flank, a front line of 5 zombies, backed up by 5 skeleton warriors, a Claw of Nagash or Mortis Engine for the constant healing and damage that it will do over the prolonged battle that this will cause. And then we've got 2 Weight Kings, so melee specialists, I'm assuming for some Lord sniping. And then we also have Vlad von Carstein, so he'll be summoning up some zombies for them. And then we've got another lot of Black Knights on the right flank. So nice well-rounded army from the vampires there. And then for the Chaos we have 2 Hell Cannons, a front line of, or left flank of Chaos Marauders, a right flank of Chaos Warriors, and then a big jumbled group of Chaos Warriors with great weapons in the trees. I'm assuming he's trying to hide them from the enemy. And then Archaon the Ever-Chosen as his lord. And forward deployed and hidden in the trees on the opposite side as well, we have Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. For the opposing team, the Dark Elves, they have brought some Dread Spears and Blackguard of Nagaron on the left flank, and a forward line of Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, Blackheart Corsairs, and more Bleak Swords and Dread Spears. Then they've got a back line of Dark Shards for their armor-piercing needs, and I was going to say that's not Teclis. And then some Cold One Knights for a little bit of anti-large and armor-piercing cavalry. And for their lord, they have brought Malekith. And it looks like he has got almost all of his spells, so that should be interesting to see. They've got 1 Reaper Bolt Thrower, I guess to help out the dwarves with their artillery. And then they've also got a War Hydra. So that should be an interesting combination. For the dwarves, they've got some Longbeards on the left flank with some Quarrelers with great weapons. And then some Dragonback Slayers up the back to help out with the cavalry. They've got a Flame Cannon. So that will do some pretty good work to infantry lines. We'll have to see how that does. And then also a Goblobber. They've then got some Quarrelers in the middle and a right flank of Peak Gateguard and Longbeards. They also have a Skyhammer Gyro Bomber up in the air. So for the Wood Elves, they have deployed 2 Treekin to help boost the Dwarf front line. And then they've deployed everything else in the trees over here. So what have they got? They've got a Spellsinger of Life to heal up all their troops. They've got some more Treekin. They brought Durthu, so an absolute tank of a hero. And also a very good spellcaster as well. And then they've got Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts and some Treekin to back them up. Okay, so let's see how it goes.
I know the way. Moving out.
So
They shall know fear.
all of their army has been deployed over towards the left, so it is going to take a little while for any of these chaos to actually have any help in this battle. The Goblobber has started already, firing into the white lines of trace and causing them to have a bit of leadership problems from the start. We have found that there are wood elves over in the trees, and our Illyrian Reaver archers are doing the best they can to skirmish them off. Coming up, the High Elves are coming up to the peak of the hill to see what is over the top, and skirmishing still going on over there. So, oh, a nice blade wind going down. Not really doing that much damage, just chewing up a couple of zombies. Probably not worth it. Same for that Dragon Breath. Just got a couple Graveguard and that's about it. And now that the High Elves have reached the peak, they look like they're in a bit of trouble. Because there's Wood Elves off in the trees, Dwarves in front of them, and Dark Elves off to the right. So, Archers getting a little bit of damage into the peak gate guard, but because of all that armor, quite a bit of it is negated. And now the Star Dragon has jumped on in to try and take on a bit of that army. Probably wasn't the best idea. It's gonna end up being slaughtered in there among all those Wood Elves. Some nice damage being done to this little front line here, and then a little bit of damage done to this other front line of the Dwarves. Some massive damage coming in from the flame cannon, putting some major hurt on those Phoenix Guard, and then quite a few shots going awry. And now the Hell Cannons have finally come within reach, so they're firing down on the Dark Elves, not exactly sure where. And a flanking army has come in to take on the right flank of the Dark Elves. So a nice engagement here from the Black Knights. Gonna be, I would have thought they would have shredded the Dire Pack, but they seem to be holding up quite well. Oh no, yeah, there we go. The Cold One Knights and Dread Spears at the front taking quite a lot of damage. Chaos Marauders coming in to support. They probably should not have charged Black Knights into Blackguard and Nagarond. That would be a bad engagement. Now, these Marauder Horsemen have gotten around the back and are getting into the back of the Dark Elves, and then starting to come around towards the Dwarves. So the High Elves have been quite shredded because of there being almost 3 armies right in front of them. But the other forces from the teammates are going to be quite healthy because of that. So they've held out quite well, considering. And the the Wood Elves have wasted quite a lot of their ammunition. Meaning that they won't have much left to take on the rest of the armies over here. So Teclis running around just being a bit of a nuisance, casting down nets of Amentok and other spells when he can. Malekith flying in to take out some last of these skeleton warriors and Graveguard. He must have had some grave guard mixed in with those skeletons. I didn't see them. Okay, so quite a smashing from this side. The Chaos Warriors, the Chaos and the Vampires have obliterated the Dark Elves and are moving on to obliterate the Dwarves. There's not a lot left for the High Elves now. They're just doing as much damage as they can with the remaining ammunition on their archers. And then Teclis just running around being a nuisance for as long as he can. The Star Dragon has come back, but I don't know if Teclis has enough for a regrowth. We'll have to see what happens there.
Forward.
And now the Dark Elves have been fully wrapped up.
Battle awaits.
The Chaos and Vampires are going to be moving over to engage the Wood Elves and the Dwarves. Take out the last of them. Lots of rallying from the High Elves, but there's not a lot left that they can do now. A little bit of chain lightning being chucked down to help out, take out some of these Wood Elves. And it's basically just going to be a mass army chasing, cleaning up what's left, basically. So getting rid of the last of these Wood Elves and the last of the Dwarves. As you can see, Chaos Warriors coming in with great weapons and not. Hell Cannons constantly firing. We'll see how many kills they get at the end. My Phoenix Guard have finally been almost chased off for good. Only 13 models left. And the last of the battle is going down. An absolute mess of infantry units. The Claw of Nagash has survived quite well all the way up until now. Surprising that hasn't been targeted down, actually. That's very good for the Vampires. Nice healing going on, and also Mortis Engine effect, doing constant damage to everything within its reach. So as you can see, Vampires and Chaos just cleaning up everything that is left over. Some Blood Knights or Black Knights, sorry, just sitting over there. Not really getting the work that they should be getting done. Zombies all the way over there, and skeletons chasing off some Dark Shards and some Blackguard, and then that's finally wrapped up. Okay, so my line did not do that great. Oh no, that's not working properly. That's saying that everybody got 0. That's not true. Anyway, not sure why that's happened. But it was an interesting game. Thank you to everybody that played in it. Alcathor, Galvarax, Sir Angel, Telenus, and X-Viper. It was a great game. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I hope you guys did too, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye.